Do you know those moments where you feel like you're constantly adapting to fit someone else's expectations, losing pieces of yourself along the way? I sure do. I recently went through something that deeply challenged my identity and made me question who I am without that role I've grown comfortable in. Perhaps you know that too, a moment where life shifts, leaving you to rediscover your true self beneath all the masks. And to make this clear, there can be multiple of those events throughout your life. Today, I want to talk about exploring authenticity, acceptance, and action, the powerful keys to reconnect with ourselves, even in uncertain times. Let's phrase it like that. But buzzwords aside, authenticity means living a life that genuinely reflects who you are at your core. Philosopher Martin Heidegger called that authentic existence, living true to your own nature. And Carl Jung put this beautifully: the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. In a world full of expectations, social pressures, and judgments, discovering and living our truth can feel challenging. We often wear masks, identities we adopt to fit in or to shield ourselves. Losing my beloved dog Merlin after 14 years with him through ups and downs recently made me realize how often he shielded me from feeling exposed, particularly around social experiences. His presence was always a comforting buffer, helping me manage my anxiety around being judged or dealing with others' perceptions of me. He is a super cute, fluffy white dog, and people always said oh, he's so cute, he's so well-behaving, asking to pet him, and then you always have a positive foot in for interaction, right? Now I was like, oh wow, without that I am left confronting parts of myself I've been able to avoid up until now. That is partly because I'm on the neurospicy spectrum, yes, or neurodivergent for everyone who doesn't like the other phrasing. But if you found this video, I'm sure you can relate to that in whatever extent. Authenticity asks each of us to courageously question, am I living my life for me or to satisfy someone else's expectations? It's about having the bravery to show up exactly as we are, even when it feels risky. Authenticity begins with acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean settling for something or giving up. It means embracing every part of ourselves, including the uncomfortable feelings or experience we would rather avoid, or the uncomfortable parts of ourselves. For me right now, accepting Merlin's loss means acknowledging my fears around being seen and potentially judged for who I am. That adds a different layer to the grief I'm already experiencing from missing him, right? So I am currently in the process of accepting grief and the changes it brings to my identity. Author Tara Breach teaches about radical acceptance, which is the compassionate acknowledgement of our full reality. It is okay to grieve what we lose, not just loved ones, but also the parts of our identity we were with the loved one. When we accept this truth, we lay a foundation for healing, growth, and a more genuine existence. Once we have embraced our truth through acceptance, the next step is action. Authenticity isn't passive. It demands intentional choices aligned with our real selves. Without Merlin, my actions must change. I must navigate social spaces differently, speak up for myself differently, and learn to accept the parts of me, or rather my body, without the familiar comfort and safety he provided. Authentic action might mean setting new boundaries for you, or challenging old beliefs, or courageously stepping into situations you've been avoiding. Nietzsche said to that, become who you are. So authenticity is a daily commitment to act from our inner truth, even when it's uncomfortable, or especially then. That sounds good, but how? Because we have the mask to shield ourselves, to make sure we're not getting hurt, right? So authenticity often feels risky because it involves being vulnerable. When we step into our true selves, we might fear judgment, rejection, and for me especially, this is part of this vulnerability is facing how others perceive my presence, my body, without Merlin by my side to deflect something. These fears are real, but what's riskier is living an inauthentic life just to avoid discomfort. With avoiding situations in the first place, I also take away people's agenda. Perhaps people are way nicer than I expect them to be. I don't know. I just assume they are not. Albert Hubbard said to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. I am already putting myself out there with these YouTube videos, the different ones I get. I get at least a dislike every video, sometimes way more than that. I get nasty comments. I got called horrifying or something like that in the last video. So, yeah, if I would not do these videos, if I would avoid any action, yeah, I can avoid getting those comments. This is the internet. No one has to see my face. But it doesn't feel aligned with me. Talking about mental health, doing my Reiki, ASMR, tarot, whatever I do, feels aligned with what I want to do, how I want to express myself. Living authentically means accepting some risks, to be open, to live open and fully. How can we both practically embrace authenticity? Exactly like I just said, express yourself in a way that feels good for you and aligns with you. That can be painting, making music, or starting the Twitch or YouTube channel. I don't know. Did you think about it before? It can be the mindfulness meditation. Boundary settings. Clearly communicate your needs without guilt is very important here. And journaling, which is also something I have to get used to in my new reality. I used to do a deep journaling session every Sunday on the couch with Merlin lying right next to me, and those feel very weird now. What I want to say here is authenticity isn't one grand event, one grand gesture. It's small, brave decisions every single day. Share with me in the comments how you are embracing authenticity in your life right now. And if you found this valuable for you, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to continue a journey together with me. Thank you for being here. Keep choosing you. Once we've embraced, what do I mean when I say authenticity? Authenticity?